There's my friend Gail. My friend Lillian just came in the door. She's up front there. My friend Dale has already done her shopping. This is Tammy from Beads. You guys know that I love her work, and I just spent a good bit of my budget on her lamp work beads. And there's Lillian! Hi, Lillian! Oh, there's a gem booth. Oh, I love the wooden forms. I'm gonna have to take a look at that. That looks like maybe Capiz shell. Awesome. Oh wow, look at the pendants. Look at the gold nuggets. And tourmaline, $8 any strand. That's a great deal. Oh wow, look at the pearls. Love this booth. And he has a lot of gemstones, but he also has a lot of lamp work. It's $1 per strand.
Esa por ahí es especial. 8 milímetros de agarra.
A lamp work. Love this food.
Hello, ladies. Are we having too much fun? I think so. I think I'm having too much fun.
Good things.
Okay.
Oh, it's cute.
The right place to come to.
There's some green polka dot.
Send your phone over.
We're going to hand you that. Actually, you can. A lot of the stuff that you're going to see is all real, and it's just that he's known for selling it less expensive.
Yeah. Forest.
My friend Michelle is having such a good time shopping, and my friend Gail. This is such a great booth. I featured his booth last year. It's awesome. I'll show you guys in the unboxing what I got. This booth is loaded with pearls, and there are large hole pearls and freshwater pearls and Baroque pearls. Look at these. Oh no, a display of beads came crashing down. Oh no. Oh, the table broke. Oh no. Let's help clean up. Sorry to interrupt you. I'll go over. Thank you. Oh, my son and I just found these beaded trees, and you guys, my video on how to do these is going up tomorrow. There's even little tiny ones, miniature ones, so gorgeous. Oh, look at the pendants. Oh, look at the amethyst cabochons. Spiny oyster turquoise. Oh, kunzite cabochons. Larimar cabochons. Ciao everybody, my name is Joey. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to give you the highlights of the Orlando Bead Show. It's called the Intergalactic Bead Show, and my beading group, it's become a tradition. We meet every year and we go to lunch afterwards, and so I'm going to just do highlights. The main booth that I wanted to spend my budget on this year was not there due to a family situation, and that is Purity Beads. Many of you have been on my channel, have heard me talk about them. It's a family-owned business, and I actually found them at this bead show, and I have a link for and a discount for my viewers that you see underneath a lot of my videos, and they were not there, but my friend and the lampwork artist that you've also seen me feature even recently at the Orlando Bead Retreat, Tammy from T Beads, she did have a few of his items. And for those of you that don't know, what I love about Purity Beads is all the designs, it's metal, and they do have like finer metals like gold filled and sterling silver, but the other metals, spacer beads, chain, head pins, all kinds of beautiful cage beads and that sort of thing. They are solid brass, they're plated, and I love the gold, but they have copper plating and other things too. And then they do an e-coating that is anti-tarnish. So when you put these metals in your projects, your pieces are really long lasting and you don't have to take the time to brush the Permalac coating. So I had planned a lot of my budget for that booth and he wasn't there. So I went to T Beads because this is what she had, and I've already cut open one of my strands of these wavy disc spacers. I got every size that she had. And the other thing that I love from Tammy, she in her booth, she features several artists, like there's some golem beads and there's some porcelain beads, but she herself is a lampwork artist. And if you saw my video of the Orlando bead retreat, she and her husband were there, and I spent most of my budget at her booth. Generally between Purity Beads and T Beads, that's where I spend most of my budget, but I hit her up again because I just can't get enough of her handmade beads. So this time I got these little pink swirl beads, and I am really into the opaque or super saturated glass right now, and discs. Those of you that have known me for 5 seconds, you're like, oh, here she goes again with the discs. I don't know what it is, but I love stacking them. I love the center drilled hole for all kinds of designs like these. Just spark a lot of creativity for me. So I sat for a long time. My friend Gail was there as well, and just kind of sorted through her handmade little flowers. And so like these, I got similar flowers to make earrings here, like a little downer. So you'll see those in my videos. But I just absolutely love Tammy's work from T Beads. And if you need a screenshot, there is her card, and she's on Facebook as well. There you go. There's her phone number and all of that information too from T Beads. And then this person was like the last booth that we went to, and I did not even take a video, I don't think. I'm not sure I did, but this lady was lovely, and she didn't have a card. Her information was on the receipt. And when we were at lunch, and I'll tell you what we do at lunch and why some of my strands are cut open. A lot of us, buy things that we don't want a huge long strand, okay, like this giant strand of melon beads. They're wonderful, but these were $2 a strand, and if you bought 10 strands, then you picked out 2 for free. So my friends and I wanted pink turtles, and so I bought a strand of pink turtles, and then when we got to lunch, we cut them open, and everybody took some pink turtles. And then one of my friends bought the turtles in the blue and green colorway, and so they put a couple of those in my bag. I bought some lampwork beads at another booth, and they're cut open. And then my friend Gail just loved these. She's a bead weaver, and we had this whole debate at lunch of how you get your needle through these. So like monofilament would work through here, or even a really flexible, like a number 12 beading needle, and you could bend it a little bit. But she found an entire bunch of these handmade little brass squiggles. They're from beadsandvogue.com, and she gave everybody a few strands to play with. And you guys, if you saw my octopus earrings that I just did, if I had these, wouldn't these be the cutest little octopus tendrils? I wish I might have to go back and do another pair of octopus earrings now that I have those. But thank you, Gail. And Beth, I think, is who bought the turtles. We share because you get such nice long strands. And I am feeling the expenses of things, like inflation right now is horrible in the United States. So this bead show was a chance to really get some good deals. And so like I say, this booth here, all of these long strands, I don't even know, they look like they're maybe 16, 18 inches, but all of these long strands were $2 per strand. And these are dyed agate, so they're gemstones, they're cool, they have a nice weight. There were different millimeters like in the same bead, which I always love. So I just pull out all the gemstones, and I know my favorite colors and what I love to work with. So even if I don't have a specific project in mind, these are staples, in my bead world. So I got those, and then I love if I see discs, and I love these colorful, like these aren't really discs, they're more like rondelles, but look at this nice long strand for $2, and lava beads in a nice bright pink. which, you know, you see a theme here, pink and purple, that's me. And then I just like needed to find, you know, my 2 free strands, and I think this is what I grabbed for my free strand. And also I just love this little faceted opal bead. This just looks so beautiful, and I'm thinking, like, you know, when we get into the winter, I love whites and golds in the winter. And then she also had, these were, I think these were, I want to say they were $2, but I have a video coming up. I have been making some beaded phone lanyards, and also I have a video coming up. And when I saw these pave really huge lobster clasps, oh my. And so I think even like this could be a fabulous necklace pendant, and then you have a little pave ring here. And you know, this is just something that I don't have in my stash, and I haven't seen it, and how fabulous is that? You know, I mean, I just love it. I mean, honestly, you could make a bracelet out of it too, but that's not what I had in mind for those. And then these were $3, these little gemstones with the pave attached bead cap. It's like they're glued, the bead cap is glued on, but it's a faceted little gemstone teardrop, some kind of an agate. But I just thought that was absolutely lovely. The hole goes right up the middle, so you can either make it as a drop or, you know, string it however you want. And then over to this booth, I have featured Jim Hoff before. It's his business is called Dragonfly Wings, and there's his information. He is a really amazing bead supplier, dealer. He always has lampwork beads, and he always has a great deal on them. But he had a whole section of his booth that was called like Bead Orphanage or something, and all of these were $1 per strand. So this one too, I think, was $1 per strand. There was a deal on the lampwork as well. And so, of course, I just went and picked out my favorite colors, and I just love this burnt red for going into the fall. So in the pile, that was what I loved, is the shades of pink and the little disc beads. And then he had another table, which you'll see in the video, all of us. My friend Michelle was there. My friend Gail spent a lot of time there. All of these gemstones were $2 per strand. And so, you know, you just can't, like, you can't go wrong, because look at the length of this. I didn't measure this strand, but that is huge. That is a huge amount of gemstone beads for $2. And so again, I just picked out my favorite colors, and there were a couple of these as well. I should have cut these open to see if anybody at lunch wanted some of these. One of us thought to bring scissors. My friend Dale thought to bring scissors. So when we went to the restaurant, we just put our beads out on the table. But look how beautiful these little teardrops, they're brio drilled for $2, like all of those. And then I got some rhodonite. I just love rhodonite when it's pink like this and not so much black in it. I like the pink and the beige rhodonite. And look how gorgeous these little they're little square like pillows. I mean, the shape, the color, the gemstone, all of it. And then I love lamp work, and he didn't have as much this time as he has in the past. But look at these little polka dot beads, and I got them in purple as well. And so those of you that have been around my channel, you know, one of the things I really love to do is to do the herringbone wrap on beads, and I do it in a really simple way. But a bead like this that has this little bit of thickness to the edge makes such a beautiful and easy to accomplish herringbone. So I grabbed 2 colors that I love in that, and I guess I was in the mood for polka dots because I loved these little turquoise and orange polka dot lentil shaped beads, and who can ever have enough lampwork hearts and gold. So again, like the gold and white, because for me, as we go into winter, I love the elegance of gold and white. So maybe there was a little method to my madness, but I pretty much blew my budget on those booths that we went to. And I am planning to take my son to a Lego event in Pompano Beach, and that's where the next bead show is that I will be able to attend. So I can put a link in the description box, or you can contact either one of these. I don't know if I can put a link. I have to check and see if I still have the information that I get emailed, but you can always contact one of the sellers. Oh, you know what? I have Tammy's card and she has the show schedule. There you go. No need to put a link in the description box. Tammy puts this in everybody's bag. And so I'm going to be at the Pompano Beach one. I'm planning to, between now and then, if nothing happens that prevents me. But there's a Lego event that my son wants to attend that's literally 27 minutes from where the bead show is. So that's going to be the show schedule. And like I say, you can contact Tammy or Jim, and it's called the Intergalactic Bead Show. So if Florida is going to be your destination this winter, send me a private message and let me know. So the cool thing is a lady at the bead show recognized me from my videos, and she introduced herself and we took a selfie, and we invited her to come to lunch, but she had already eaten. But she's going to join my little bead group, and so she met everyone. So when we do our next get together, we're going to have a new member. So I just love that about the jewelry making world and the bead shows. Not only the creative outlet and the sharing of our creative ideas and our supplies, but also, I know for myself, as I get older, when I'm not in a regular workplace anymore, my child is not in school anymore, you don't make friends as easily, and that's not good for us. And so doing this, we made a new friend. It was just really lovely, and we had a nice lunch. We kind of have been going to the same place every year when we meet up for this. So I hope you enjoyed this little virtual visit to the Orlando Bead Show, and you'll be seeing some of my supplies in my videos coming up. And I will for sure film my next get together with the group that was here today, so maybe you'll get to meet them a little bit more close up. Everybody was busy shopping. It gets a little bit chaotic, and when I'm filming, I don't want to disrupt the booths selling things or the others that are trying to shop. So I do my best to share these events with you guys, but it can be a little challenging, and I have to watch out for the copyright laws if there's music playing. So you'll see that I have to remove the sound from some of the clips if the radio was on. There's a lot to think about to share these events with you, but I hope I did a good enough job to give you a sense of, the event and how much we enjoy it. I decided to go ahead and make the earrings that I bought the lampwork beads for from Tea Beads. I was cleaning up my mat, and sometimes beads will not let you put them away. So this is my little earring, and I just pulled out 2 different purple 11-0 seed beads from my stash and some 11-0 yellow. And I took some disc spacers, all of these right here, and I laid them in a little plastic dish and coated them both sides with my Permalac coating. And I took a piece of 49 strand bead stringing wire, my soft flex from my scrap bag, and I'm just going to show you how I strung these. I have a number 2 crimp tube out here as well. I have 2 sizes of these wavy disc spacers. They're the only challenge when I'm using things from my scrap bag is just holding on to it because it is a little scrap. So I just alternated my 2 purples, and I did 9 seed beads on each side of my discs. So an opaque purple, a crystal purple, an opaque purple, and until I reached 9, and I did that on both sides. Okay, so it looks like that, and I have a little disc spacer on each side, and then I took a large wavy disc spacer. And if you're doing something like this where 2 wires go into one, a bead or a disc or a spacer that has a little bit larger hole really helps this not compete for space where the 2 wires come together. Just a little tip. And so your loops and things will hang much better and sit much better. And so then I just did this little stack with the lime green lampwork bead, and then these are from my little Tibetan spacer mix that I always link in my current favorite findings under every video because I pull from them all the time. And I'm just going to repeat this stack. So it looks like that. And then for my loop that is going to attach to my ear wire, I did 6 yellow seed beads on each strand. I see one over here got away from me. Okay, so it's looking like that. And now I'm going to take a number 2 crimp tube and feed it only on one side, one wire. And then I realize my fingers are in the way. I'll show you. As soon as I get this threaded through, put this wire through the crimp tube in the opposite direction. And this just creates a nice loop rather than both of the wires going straight up in the same direction through the crimp tube. And then I can pull from both sides and it just makes a really pretty loop. So I'm going to pull really tight, but I am going to separate this, back it down a bit. By the nature of this tool, I'm going to fit my magical crimping plier in here. And when you are crimping around seed beads, you really have to be careful not to crush your seed beads. So I don't know if you can see that the tool just pushed everything out. So once I feel that my crimp tube is in the center of the tool, I'm just going to like give this a tug before I close down. So give it a tug and then squeeze down. And then I have turned the tube into a little square with 4 pinched corners, and then go in the opposite direction. And then I'm just going to rotate my earring and just open and close the tool so that I made a little bead. And it's the same size as an 11/0 seed bead. Really close and trim my little ends. And I have this beautiful little bow ear wire, and I'm just going to open the back just to the side like you do a jump ring, not pulling it apart. And I'm going to feed my little lampwork drop right on there to get behind the wire, the ear wire part, and make sure that it's closed really well. And that is just a fast, fabulous, fun pair of earrings. I mean, when you get lampwork beads, you know, handmade beads, these are all hand blown, all of these except for the seed beads, you are going to make beautiful jewelry. So I had actually purchased those with these earrings in mind, and I was trying to put everything away, and I said, why don't I just sit here and make my earrings really fast? So that's what I did. And so anyway, a little bonus project for the video, and I thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to ask, I've been kind of reminding everybody, there is a new YouTube update to the algorithm, and it offers people a chance to hype a video. And if you would do that for my video, it would be greatly appreciated. It doesn't do anything to you, but it tells YouTube that there's quality content here and to please show my channel to a wider audience. And it's just a great, lovely, sweet way to support my work. And also, if you just take 1 second to tap the thumbs up, the more thumbs up that a video gets, again, that signals the algorithm to please show this video to a wider audience and would help our little community to grow here. So I'd really appreciate if you do that, and, you know, subscribe to my channel and tap the bell notification. I have a pretty rigorous upload schedule, and there's some, you know, some ideas here that you might love. So I hope you'll do that, and I will see you all in the next video. Ciao, friends.